One day, another day, another day. It was three parts. That whole three-part series for the television show called Dirty Talk. And I was on that, and they were talking about all the things that happened on on television and with the talk shows and what happened in the days of 1996. Yeah, it was 1996. Anyway, so today I saw a very interesting article in the New York Post, and it said, "It's time for a reckoning about the mental health of reality TV stars." And the reason for that is that the woman, Taylor Frankie Paul, who is on she came from the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and then she came on to The Bachelorette. So all of a sudden, even though she's on these reality shows, they show her at home throwing a chair at her mate, and it even hit a child. I don't know if it's her child, it was probably her child in the house, and it really looks terrible. Here are these people on television showing themselves in need of a partnership with a great partner, hopefully, and you see the worst side of them on other television shows. So anyway, so this article questions the mental health of these people on reality TV. Now, I can vouch for what happened in the 1990s about the mental health of some of the guests that we had. Most of them were pretty poor. Most of them wanted to get some therapy. Most of them wanted to be famous on television. I mean, that's not an unusual quest for a lot of people in our culture. So they were screened. They had pre-interviews with the producers, and the producers heard them talk, and based upon that, determined whether or not they would make good guests. The mental health problem was raised when somebody accused somebody else or was hoping that his date to be was gay as he was. And the person who was in question about whether or not he was gay suddenly, after the show was over, took his own life. So, was it the show? I mean, this went on. This was the Jenny Jones show. I was on that show many times. And it was televised out of Chicago. And they questioned whether it was the fault of the show, the fault of the person, the fault of the producers in particular. And then it came out that on some shows, and this had nothing to do with any show that I was ever on, they plied guests with liquor to loosen them up if they were shaky and fearful of going on air. Um, but none of that happened when I was around. I never saw that. And I was on every talk show imaginable during that time. It got very seedy later on. And that's when the Jerry Springer show, those participants started throwing chairs at each other. And although the three-part series on ABC TV showing what happened with the Jerry Springer show, I know what happened really. What happened was that he was running a normal show, and the audience's appetite was such that they wanted gore. And every single show started to copy this format. But they started throwing chairs on Jerry's show, and they had already gotten a cancellation notice that their show was never going to be renewed. So Jerry said, listen, he's now deceased, but he had been an attorney, he had been a judge in Cincinnati, Ohio. He knew what he thought he knew what he could get away with. Anyway, so he did this. He said, let him keep throwing the chairs. What the heck? We're losing the show anyway. That was the end of it. All of a sudden, the ratings shot up. Now, you could say this is the fault of the producers, the television shows, the networks, the television show hosts, even. But you can't do that without handing the responsibility over to the person who enacted whatever he or she enacted. And that has to do with how high somebody's EQ is, emotional quotient. And that takes into account how much anger anybody can withhold and how they've been trained to communicate instead of go crazy. So, anyway, so they talk about the mental health of reality TV guests. I don't suspect that it's any different than it has been in the 1990s. But after I left that venue, they started doing the chair throwing and everything else that went on. And I wasn't involved in that. And I don't think, well, I wouldn't have been involved in any of that kind of production, but I would have been on the show's set telling people, let's talk about it. But there was the audience, and you have to question who's in the audience these days. The audience wanted gore. The audience wanted to see these horrible things happen. And they applauded Jerry Springer and made his ratings so high. They loved it.